Okay. Hi. May unBasic Black.
Hello, Angel with unBasic Black here, and today we are talking about celebrity crushes.
This video is it's kind of like in the news, like, oh, this is really tragic. In other news, a panda was born in the zoo today. It's kind of along that line. So, um, I am supposed to talk about my top three crushes when I was growing up. That is so hard. That is so hard. Celebrity crushes. Yeah, because if we get to my school crushes, man, it feels like one for every year. I tried to keep one because I didn't want to seem fickle, so I concentrated on one every year. But celebrities, when I was growing up, so I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. I was born in the 70s and graduated class of 88. And ha! Mm-hmm.
Though, so for me, a crush is like the your gimme, I guess, for lack of better words. You guys know what a gimme is. This is a gimme. So for me, that's kind of what I mean when I say celebrity crushes. Um, so who would be my gimme? Um, the top three.
That's tough. The ones that stick out the most, I guess. Um, it's too many. It's too many. I know that when I first thought about it, I thought about Michael J. Fox. He was so cute and bow legged, and he could run. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Michael J. Fox. Yeah, he's one of them. Um, Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker. That was a crush. That one, and I was young, and like, ooh, he's so cute. I was 10, like 9 and 10, crushing on Mark Hamill. Um, and the third one that keeps coming up for some reason is Chris Sarandon, but it's Chris Sarandon in Fright Night. Sexy.
Yeah, it would be hard to choose just one, like May said, but the gimmies are the ones that I think are the ones that stay with you throughout whenever you first fell for them up until your adult years, until up until now. Like back in the day, people would say like, "Oh, the Beatles," like different people in the Beatles, and they still swoon when they talk about them, things like that. So for me, the very first crush I can remember was a martial artist. I later found out um, that his name was Carter Wong. But he played this character, and please forgive me, my Chinese brothers and sisters, if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. But in the movie, I think they pronounced it Lei Ping Fei, and the name of the movie was Shaolin Trader. Now, when I say crush, it wasn't necessarily that he was good looking or that his acting was spectacular, but his character in the movie. When I was a little girl, I probably watched that movie every single day. I watched it daily, just because I loved the movie so much. I loved the martial arts. I loved all of that so much, which led me to Bruce Lee, which was also a major, major crush. Kind of, but when I say crush, though, I don't mean in a sexual way. So I hope that makes a difference. But um, these are individual. I guess these are crossing more into people I admire as opposed to necessarily crushes. But I have that sense of love for them. So I think maybe they are crushes. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? But yeah, But Bruce Lee would be like high up there as well.
Man. Yeah, you take that artery right there, bro, right there. Woo! Yeah, so I guess those are my top three after all. I thought it was going to be a little bit harder because I got a whole bunch of other ones too that I mad crushes. Um, and they were in groups. So Duran Duran. Love Duran Duran. Still do. Um, especially Nick. Nick was my favorite. So cute, and he could pull off makeup really well. He's so cute. Duran Duran, Prince, of course. Um, Michael Jackson, Thriller, and back. I used to have dreams about them. Prince and Michael Jackson. Oh, Ricky Martin. Oh my God. Oh my God. Mm, 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 mm. I've seen him in concert twice, and each one was an event. Dude's an artist, and he's art. Mm. I'm coming back. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. um. Oh boy. The lead singer of INXS. Rest in peace. Um. I was thinking Sting, but not really. Not really. Not really. Most of the cast of The Lost Boys, especially Billy Worth. Oh my God. That hair. Full, beautiful, flowing head of hair. Get in there. Kiefer Sutherland. Have you seen him walk? That brother can walk. Oh, Anthony Michael Hall. Oh my goodness. He could walk too. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. A walk, man. I find a certain gait hecka sexy. Oh boy. Mm. Mm-hmm. Brad Pitt. Mm. Oh my gosh. Brad Pitt. Mm. Young, older, I don't care. Brad Pitt. Yeah. Ah. Brad Pitt.
But Bruce Lee would be like high up there as well. Um, because not only was he an attractive guy, but he passed away before I was even born. But um, he had a lot to say, and the things that he said still resonate today. And then watching his movies and everything, just adorable, just an adorable man that will kick your ass. Um, start at the ones that okay. All right, let me go with the gimmies. So I think my first gimme would be South Korean singer Rain. I absolutely adore him. Screw BTS. I know, don't come for me, but BTS is nothing compared to some of the other Korean artists that are out there. I think BTS is just the one that the world has heard of. But if you guys get into K-pop, if you get into like, the weeds of things, there was another group called Shingi that they could have, and Big Bang. Oh, I can't forget about them. But these are South Korean groups. As I said, I have categories in my K-pop category. Those with those okay, let me do that. Yeah, that might be easier. Yeah, let's try that. So in my K-pop category. Um, the ultimate would be Rain. He, he is just yes, yes, just head to toe yes. And I'm not talking just his obvious. I mean, his obvious is obvious. Yeah, of course he's good looking, but he's got a pretty good personality too. You know, and I've met him a couple of times, and I mean, I know they have to act like that in public and in front of people, but he seems like a pretty good guy. He really does. He seems like a pretty good guy. So he would be my gimme for sure. If there was one person I had to pick in that category to be my gimme, it would be Rain.
Yeah. um, yeah. So it's a bunch. It's a bunch. But those three from that I named from when I was really young. Now that yeah, and then everybody. Well, Duran Duran is part of that really young too. But yeah, I have to rethink my list. Top three, man. Wow. Yeah. There's so many. So many. Poison. Yeah, Poison. I like the lead singer of Cinderella's lips. Big full lips. Nobody's full. Mm. Okay, I got just, oh, the vapors. The vapors. um I have never really been a George Clooney fan. No. I mean, I like his acting. He's a good actor. But like the swoon that people do over George Clooney, well, great head of hair. Great head of hair. But no, not George Clooney. No, and there's some other ones that are that like, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. But I did, and kind of do have a thing for Paul Giamatti. I think it's his voice, but the first time I saw him, it was in a karaoke movie, and it's just the way he sounded. Just like, wow, you could talk to me all day, all day. Mm. Mm. If I had hair, I'd be twirling it right now. um, yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Yeah, that just. Mm. But I keep thinking there are a lot more. It's so many people, so many men, so little time. Just so many. Huh. Brian Smith from Sense8. Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie. Rodriguez. He played Leto. Hot. Hot, sexy hot. Man! um, Jason Momoa. Thank you, Lisa Bonet, for sharing him with the world. Hugh Jackman. Oh my God. Did you see Australia? The water cascading over him. I wanted to be water that day. Oh, why couldn't I have been the water pouring over his body? This is not for preschool toys. Oh boy. Hugh Jackman. How could I forget him? And Jason Momoa. Mm, mm, mm. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Mm, mm, mm. Hmm. I did have a crush for the longest time on Keanu Reeves. For the longest time. Excellent head of hair. Got a thing for hair. Excellent head of hair. Mm-hmm.
So I know you guys probably have no idea who I'm talking about, so I'll insert photos. Uh, so those are my K-pop gimmies. Uh, like just like there are so many of those too because they're just kind of naturally good looking with the makeup and the hair and the clothes and the well, I guess that's not natural, is it? But they're good looking anyway. So in terms of if I had to choose like actors, that were gimmies, this that raw sexual attraction like we were talking about, then I would have to go with Idris Elba. Would would be high up there. He called himself Black Superman. I get it. Um, Keanu Reeves. He's a gimme. Also, Keanu Reeves. Oh my gosh, I have liked Keanu Reeves since I saw him in Paula Abdul's Rush video. Excuse me, I don't think he was super famous yet, but I think he was getting a lot of buzz. And after he did that, everybody was like, "Who is that guy? He is just so good looking." Um, so yeah, Keanu Reeves, and he's still good looking all this time later, and he's just still, and he seems like a great guy also. So I would have to go with Keanu Reeves. So Idris Elba, Keanu Reeves. Um, I used to have a thing for Brad Pitt, but once he hooked up with Angelina Jolie, he kind of lost his shine for me. I don't know why I took it so harshly, like I was Jennifer Aniston or something, but that hit me pretty hard in terms of like just scumminess, the whole situation. Now he claims he, was already separated or, on the outs with Jennifer Aniston. I'm not buying that even a little bit. So that kind of took a lot of the shine off for me. So I wasn't as attracted to him anymore. But there's no denying that he is an extremely good looking man, and he's still extremely good looking. He's charismatic. He would have been a gimme, but like I said, after he hooked up with Angelina Jolie, he lost a lot of shine for me, and he won't be able to recover for that from that. I'm a harsh critic. He won't be able to recover from that. Um, so I think those would be the main ones. Now you start getting into American singers, um, of course, Prince, Michael Jackson, all of these guys. Now I wouldn't consider them gimmies though. They're just attractive people. Michael Jackson, I've never found him sexually appealing, but he's just so, and I use him in present tense, he's just so, he's the king of pop. There's just no denying him. You can't deny Michael Jackson. He's just it. He's it. Um, Same thing with Prince. They're just it. I was he some of his shine kind of fell off too when I found out how he passed away. Drugs is something that is very hard to forgive for me as well. Again, I'm a tough critic. So he lost a little bit of his shine in terms of his attractiveness because I always thought he was very clean living and vegetarian and all this other stuff. Because that's how he presented himself. But he's a celebrity with flaws and he's human. And, we act like we know these celebrities and we get upset when they do things that are human. But I digress again. But Prince would be up there too. But not necessarily a gimme though, because like I said, I didn't really find them sexually attractive. They were just so awesome. So in terms of musicians, can't forget about Bret Michaels from Poison. Oh, that's a good category. Heavy metal. My heavy metal category, man, that book is packed. In my heavy metal category, definitely Bret Michaels would be at the top of that list. Axl Rose in the 80s. He really let himself go. I'm sorry, Axl. But Axl Rose in the 80s and early 90s, yeah, that flaming red hair was Axl Rose. Yeah, Axl Rose. Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. Tommy Lee, but when he hooked up with what's her name? Boobs. I forgot her name. Darn, what's the lady's name? Anyway, I forgot her name, but was it Pamela Anderson? I think that's who it was. When he hooked up with her, he lost a little bit of shine as well. I don't know why. He just did. It just was like, damn, you know. I didn't like him anymore. So, not as much, you know what I mean. I like him as a musician, and I think he's an awesome drummer, but that's about it. Gosh, heavy metal, man. I still listen to heavy metal. It's not really heavy metal, more like hair bands is what they call them now, but they were considered heavy metal. I concur with May, what she said about the guy from Cinderella, the lead singer from Cinderella with the nice scratchy voice. Yeah, he's a cutie pie and great lips. There are so many in the heavy metal category. I'm kind of blanking, but I think those would be the main ones. So Bret Michaels, Axl Rose, and possibly Nikki. I don't know if I would put him up there with one of my, like, bias. You know, I don't know if I'd put him there. And then you've got, who else? Yeah, I can't really think of anybody else. But I'll have to be fair to May because I asked her to choose her top 3, which is extremely difficult, and I'm trying to think of my top 3. So it would have to be, if I'm going from childhood, I would have to give the top slot of my ultimate crush to Bruce Lee. I'll give it to Bruce Lee. It was close between Carter Wong and Bruce Lee, but the total package of my childhood crush, I think, is wrapped up in Bruce Lee. I think it would go to Bruce Lee.
Okay. Hi. May unBasic Black. I just finished a video dealing with Stop Asian Hate. It's a really heavy topic, and it needs to be talked about, and it needs to be dealt with. Leave people alone. Let people live.
Hello, Angel with unBasic Black here, and today we are talking about celebrity crushes. Now, for me, I listened to what May had to say, and mine was, I had a bit of a different take on it. I guess I should say not a different take, but like a different idea of how we were going to formulate the video.